All right, let's jump right in. We live in this age of constant, non-stop connection, right? And yet so many of us feel more alone than ever before. It's like we're searching for something real, something solid, in a world that feels more and more virtual. Today, we're going to explore how this super modern problem is actually just a new chapter in one of humanity's oldest stories, our search for meaning, and how that timeless quest is being totally rewired by our technology.
This quote just hits it right on the head, doesn't it? It's this deep-seated hunger for some kind of stillness while everything around us is just chaos. Notifications, feeds, endless updates. But this isn't just a 21st century thing. It's a profound human ache that is echoed through all of history. The big difference now? Our search for answers is happening inside the very machines that are making us so restless in the first place.
So to really get a handle on where we are now, we have to look back. Way back. Because this digital crisis we're all feeling, this sense of being untethered from reality, it's not actually new. It's really just a modern spin on a very, very old philosophical problem, one that ancient thinkers were obsessed with.
Okay, now this is where things get super interesting. Look at this parallel. The ancient Gnostics, they believed the material world was kind of like a prison, and the whole point of life was to escape it through something they called Gnosis, basically secret inner knowledge. Sound a little familiar? Today, a lot of us are looking for a different kind of escape, not through spiritual discipline, but by diving headfirst into virtual worlds. And we're not guided by inner wisdom, we're guided by algorithmic feeds.
This whole idea of a fall from grace has really deep roots. You have these ancient texts, like the Corpus Hermeticum, telling a story about the first man falling into the material world because he was completely mesmerized by his own reflection in nature. These ideas shaped Western thought for centuries. But now we're facing a brand new kind of fall. We're not falling into the physical world, we're falling into its digital reflection, a simulation that we built ourselves.
And this, right here, brings us to the great rupture of our time. It's that moment when the simulation of reality started to feel more compelling, more powerful, and for a lot of people, even more real than reality itself. And this isn't science fiction, by the way. It's a well-known philosophical concept.
The term is hyperreality. It might sound complicated, but it's pretty simple. It's the idea that the signs and symbols of the real world have actually replaced the real world. Just think about it for a second. A perfectly curated Instagram feed of a vacation can actually generate more feeling, more engagement than the actual messy, real experience of traveling. The picture of the thing has become more important than the thing itself.
And this just nails the point perfectly. In our digital world, the map, the Google reviews, the GPS directions, the social media check-ins has become way more important, more detailed, and more authoritative than the actual physical place, the territory. We spend our time navigating the map, not the territory. And if you're offline, well, you're off the map. You basically don't exist in the conversation.
This quote basically takes that ancient myth and gives it a 21st century update. Just like Narcissus staring at his own reflection in the water, we gaze for hours into the black mirror of our phones. We see our idealized digital selves, our filtered photos, the curated lives of everyone else, and we fall in love with that reflection. We get so captivated that we get pulled right into the screen, and in the process, we can lose touch with the authentic, unedited person that exists offline.
So, if we're living in a new simulated reality, the obvious question is, who's in charge? Or what's in charge? In the old myths, you had cosmic forces and gods governing human destiny. Well, today, we've got a new set of invisible rulers shaping our digital lives. Now this right here is the core analogy. In Gnostic myths, you had these beings called archons. They were basically cosmic jailers whose job was to keep human souls trapped in the material world by preying on their weaknesses. Envy, anger, desire. Well, today, social media algorithms are the new archons. They're these invisible systems, and their number one goal is to trap our attention inside the digital matrix. And how do they do it? By exploiting the exact same human weaknesses, our built-in biases for outrage, for social comparison, for novelty, all to keep us scrolling, clicking, and engaged. But it's not all doom and gloom. Far from it. As we spend more of our lives online, people are also finding some pretty incredible new ways to express their spirituality. We're seeing VR meditation apps that can transport you to these amazingly serene landscapes. There are online pagan communities conducting rituals over Zoom. There are even metaverse mosques and VR churches. People are using AI to generate prayers and astrology apps to get daily guidance. It's like a whole new digital sacred is being born. But, and you knew there was a but coming, this explosion of digital faith comes with a pretty big catch. Because when spirituality moves online, it enters a whole new economic system, and that system can change its very nature. And this is the really critical question we have to start asking ourselves. In this new digital spiritual marketplace, are we the seekers being served, or is our search for meaning itself the product that's being packaged up and sold? This is really where the whole nature of faith starts to shift. What used to be a shared experience, inside a physical community, is now becoming a personalized, data-driven product. Our spiritual journey is just becoming another stream of data to be analyzed, monetized, and catered to.
Let's just break this down. In traditional faith, authority is pretty centralized. You have clerics, imams, sacred texts. Online, it's totally decentralized. Algorithms, influencers, and user-generated content are the new authorities. Community goes from being a physical group of people meeting at the same time to a networked, virtual one that never logs off. And maybe most importantly, shared communal ritual gets replaced by a hyper-personalized, user-centric experience that's tailored specifically to your data profile.
So this shift makes every single one of us the architect of our own belief system. We can mix and match traditions, philosophies, practices. We can build a faith that is uniquely our own. But here's the twist. Our choices are super heavily influenced by that algorithmically recommended content that's constantly being pushed at us, which means our spiritual path is being shaped in ways we probably don't even realize.
Okay, so we're faced with this incredibly complex new world of algorithmic archons and spirituality as a service. What in the world are we supposed to do? Well, it turns out those same ancient philosophies that diagnosed the problem might also offer a solution. And it's not about rejecting technology, but about finding a new way to engage with it.
First, we have to understand that there are two totally different kinds of disconnection. On one hand, you've got this pathological isolation that comes from being passively swallowed up by the digital world. It's lonely, it's depressing. But then you have something else, digital asceticism. This is an active, conscious, and empowering choice to strategically pull back from all the noise, the manipulation, and the illusion so that you can reconnect with what's actually real and authentic. So what does that path actually look like? Well, the ancient Hermetic texts called it palingenesis, or rebirth, and it basically involves 4 steps. Step 1, recognize the simulation for what it is. Acknowledge that hyperreality. Step 2, actively resist the algorithmic tormentors that are designed to provoke your worst emotions. Step 3, reclaim your mind, your Nous, by choosing deep thought and real connection over just passive scrolling. And finally, number 4, and this is the big one, learn to use this powerful technology as a tool that serves your goals, not as a master that runs your life.
And so, this is where we'll leave it. Our ancient search for meaning is still going on. It's just happening in this bizarre, new digital landscape that's filled with both huge dangers and incredible new possibilities. At the end of the day, the ultimate challenge isn't about logging off forever. It's about learning how to log on with purpose and with wisdom. In a world that offers endless simulations of connection and holiness, maybe the most radical and most spiritual act of all is simply to learn how to be truly, authentically present.